Hi guys, the butler here in her kitchen, wanting to explain to you something that kind of crossed my mind last night when I was cleaning my cooktop. I have a fairly heavy, strong cooktop. Not a heavy one, but it's a strong cooktop, and the grates are nice and sturdy. And the All American that's sitting here next to my bottle of Bailey's, yeah, I love Bailey's, is a very heavy unit in itself. Also, by the time you've got it full of quart jars, 14 of them, because you can double stack in this one, you can imagine how heavy that is. You've got 14 kilos in the weight of the jars themselves. And then you've got the water and the unit itself. So if you have a glass cooktop, you could find yourself without a glass cooktop because the glass is going to crack. So moving on to the Presto, it is a very lightweight canner, pressure canner. You cannot double stack your quart jars. It holds 7 at a time, and I'm pretty sure it holds 18 pint jars, which you can double stack. The Presto is the one recommended for glass cooktops, and I decided to get both because oftentimes I will do a load of 14 jars in my All American, and then I find I still have 6 or 7 jars to go, and it's a very long process to start again. So I now have 2 canners to take care of that. Another thing with the All American, you can see my set of cupboards above the All American. So when I'm loading it and unloading it, I've got it on the front burner and it works quite well. But if you've got a fancy surround around your cooktop, which I have seen in a lot of the magazines, and they leave very little room to maneuver above basically a pot the size of your All American pressure canner. You won't be able to get those jars in and out safely. And if you think you can move the pressure canner from the stovetop to somewhere where you can unload it, that's not going to happen because that thing weighs a ton when it's full and it's hot. So you don't even want to go there. So before you start canning, think long and hard on the type of pressure canner you're going to buy, because there's a lot of stuff that comes into play. The Presto, which is much lower, would be the better option if you've got a really fancy surround above your cooker. Okay, can you see that little scratch there next to my dial? That's not accidental, that's the bottler being naughty. I found the sweet spot on the heat, and when my pressure canner is ready to do its job, I set the dial right on that line, and that keeps the pressure constant at that point. So that works for me. I don't suggest everybody scratch up their cooktop, but it didn't really bother me to do it. So yeah, you can't really see it. You can see it at this angle. So keep in mind that every cooker is different, and there is a sweet spot with your heat, which will keep your pressure gauge where it should be. And for me, it's on 0 now, but I normally have it on 12 because I'm 10 in my area. It's a bit blurry. And 12 does the job. Okay, next up, water bath canning. This is the Ball water bath unit, and I love it because of the fact that it can be used as a large cooking pot, and the food comes up really nice. It doesn't burn on the base, and I have 2 of them, so oftentimes I'm cooking up a storm in one, ready to can in my pressure canner, or cooking up in both, which I did with something not so long ago. Anyway, I just want to show you that when you've got the thing loaded and you've got a fairly low cupboard, my cupboards are not that low, but I've seen some cupboards that kind of come at about there, which doesn't give you a lot of room to manoeuvre the products inside the basket. I've got a, a quart jar in there at the moment, and I'll show you. Very difficult because I can hardly see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to get myself a cameraman. But my cameraman's at work earning money. So anyway, there you go. I've lifted out the jar. I'll do it again. Like that. And this is just a dummy jar. There's nothing in it. I've just got the ring on it. When the jars are full and you lift them out of your canner, don't do this, because they're not sealed. And whatever's in them can move up under the lid. So when you lift them out, straight up and down, and onto a cloth, onto the sink. So there's nothing in that jar. I just wanted to show you. That's a very important point. Never tilt your jars. So that's the ball jar. That's the ball water bath canner with a basket. I bought new baskets because the ones that come with the canner, they actually go rusty, and I didn't like that. So I bought stainless steel baskets, which obviously will never go rusty. And I have two of these canners with two baskets. The grabber, I love this grabber. It's the ultimate grabber. It's much safer than the one that comes with the water bath when you buy it. And the Presto, a lot of people don't realise that your Presto doubles up as a water bath. So you simply don't clamp the lid down when you're using it. Pop the lid on loosely. Do the same as you would in any other water bath. And hey presto, you've got a water bath and a pressure canner all in one. So I do suggest to people, if you're thinking of buying a water bath, just go for the Presto. It's about $60 or $70 more in Australia than the Ball water bath unit, depending on where you're buying it from. So it really is worth the extra few dollars to go and buy yourself a pressure canner and not a water bath. Rightio, I'm going now. There's the Baileys waiting for me. I don't have to go out today, so I can have a nice cup of coffee with a nice slurp of Baileys in there. Anyway, talk to you soon. By the way, I would really appreciate the thumbs up, because YouTube keeps me on the feed if I get a few thumbs up. And feel free to come to the comments and have a chat with me, or come over to my page, She's a Bottler, and going to chat to me anytime there, because I check it daily. I check it more than once on a day. And if you've popped in there to say hello, I shall certainly say hello back to you. Thank you.